Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inside South Florida. Jason Carter here, excited to be celebrating and kicking off Black History Month with you guys today. And we're coming to you from historic Hampton House, a place where boxing legend Muhammad Ali once stayed in this exact room with his family. In the 60s, Hampton House was one of the only places that people of color here in Miami could find respite due to the fact that segregation laws saw them as second-class citizens. And this is just one of the places steeped in beautiful Blackness right in our own backyard. All month long, we're going to bring you incredible interviews with Black luminaries and notable people, including our first guest, who's known the world over by one name, Omarosa. She's had an incredible career in life, making moves from the White House to television, and I had the pleasure of sitting down with the multi-hyphenate where she shared with me why Black history is so important to her and why, in fact, Black history is American history. Take a look. Omarosa, Lady O, welcome back to Inside South Florida. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. You know, February is my favorite month, and Black History Month is such a wonderful celebration. So I'm so happy to share a bit of that with you on Inside South Florida.
And we're so honored to have you here. How are you celebrating this year?
You know, the work that I've been doing throughout the year continues this month, but I certainly put a lot of energy in voter registration. I chair the faith division of my NAACP here in Jacksonville, and I have a goal of registering 1,000 new voters. And so during February, I really double down on those efforts and just spreading the word and spreading the news about the contributions that African Americans have made to this nation. Throughout our country's history, you can see the touch of African Americans in so many parts of our fabric.
Yes, it's undeniable. What are some of those contributions, Omarosa, that have left an indelible mark on your spirit?
You know, they're just, oh my gosh, there's so many. When I was at Howard, when I was in my master's program, I got to visit with Rosa Parks. And she came to NCNW, National Congress of Council of Negro Women, with Dorothy Height, and I got to sit there with these two giants. And when I think about the conversation with this woman who truly changed the course of history, it really did instill in me that, you know, sometimes you don't have to be like out there fighting on the front lines. Sometimes you could just take a seat on a bus and take a stance. Sometimes you can sit down and be heard at the right tables and really negotiate your happiness and your future. And that's really what I took from Rosa Parks in my conversation with her.
There's so many different ways to be an activist and to enact change. Black history, Omarosa, as you know, is American history. And there's a conversation right now about the erasure of that history in schools. How can we keep that education present for our younger generation and also generations to come?
Jason, you know what my mother did? You know, she taught Black history in our home. She taught us the story about my ancestors, and it all started in the home. It was also continued in the church, in conversations in the community, but how incredibly important it is for us to have an accurate account of what has happened in this country. And you can't separate African American history from American history. So just tell the story of this country, and you're essentially telling the story of what we have done to make this nation great. And so I think it's important that educators, that parents, that the community rally behind telling the authentic story of African Americans, but importantly, this country, the trials, the tribulations, the ups, the downs, it all needs to be told.
When we think of Omarosa Manigault Newman, we think of accomplishment. You are now getting a law degree at your third historically Black college university, Central State. You've attended at Howard University, and now you're at Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Why is that work so important, Omarosa?
You know, I've always just loved HBCUs, mainly because the history behind historically Black colleges and universities. Truly, these institutions really came about because we were not allowed to attend predominantly white institutions historically. And so I loved my path to where I am right now, but it started at Central State in Ohio, continued at Howard University for my master's in doctoral studies, and now you're absolutely right. I'm attending Southern University. I'm getting a law degree, and I just have to celebrate all those who chose to get their education at the schools that truly give people like myself a chance.
Omarosa, one, on behalf of everyone here on Inside South Florida, a happy early birthday coming up.
Happy birthday!
And happy Black History Month. Thank you so much for your time today and all the best.
Jason, thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate you.